Hey, I hope everybody can hear me okay. I wanted to touch base on something specific, mental health when it comes to activism. Um, if you saw my live stream last night, just know that I'm okay. Yeah. Anyways, so I saw this article online and it talks about how a lot of people who are activists do not really pay attention to their mental health. And I'll go ahead and read from that article. It says, because of our lack of ability or efforts to take action in addressing our own mental health issues over the years, we lose a lot of good, passionate, committed, and skilled activists and advocates. Some of us get to a point that we get so burned out that we choose to leave the field completely or are left not to know what to do next. It's the burnout issue that I worry the most. And I get worried about my peers, especially to us who have been here in this field for so long. It is concerning that long-time advocacy, while it does a lot of good to the world, it does take a toll on people's mental health and overall quality of life. Because of the lack of support and self-care, we as activists are left to face the issues silently. As issues on intimate and personal relationships also tend to come in and we do not talk about it, or instead we are forced to push that out of our minds, that the intensity of our travels and our hectic schedules would mean that we may sometimes miss celebrations and important events with our significant others or our family, that for many, if not all of us, are sources of strength. There are also times when you might not be able to miss these events, but you will not be there 100%. This tension that sometimes impacts on our relationships with our loved ones. It is also not about relationships, but also the need to look at the financial part of, or that financial aspect of it, and the way it impacts our mental health, the insecurity in the long run. For example, advocacy work is not a field that you can build a safety net for retirement. Many of us do neither have the healthcare protection nor access to medical services that we need, that a regular company or a much bigger organization can provide. We also do not have a retirement fund that may also place some pressure in the long run, especially once we plan for our children's education or owning a home. I think all of these add up to the mental stresses that activists experience. These issues are interrelated and interlinked, and I think that what is really needed is to have a franker discussion and think of ways on how to support each other as we advance our advocacies together. So, like, touching base on what the article says, I think that basically in every activism community, that somebody needs to be there as like a certified counselor in every circle, in every organization. I feel like every organization in every city should have somebody who's, like a certified counselor, and not necessarily somebody who's like good at receiving input or giving input, but somebody who actually has a training in like working with people as far as like mental health is concerned. I feel like we need this, and we don't have that right now, unfortunately. But that's something that it needs to happen. As far as like the article talking about like the burnout of activism, I definitely felt that. I definitely felt that. Um, Going to Louisville, Kentucky 4 times, and Washington D.C. 3 times, and New York once, and Illinois, just all over the place, and like constantly traveling and sleeping in the car and dealing with getting locked out of the vehicle, and everything else is super strenuous. So I think that I wish I would have taken self care. I wish I would have done self care earlier because I didn't do it when I should have, and I definitely burned myself out when it came to activism. But yeah, so I just feel like there needs to be in every organization a counselor who's specifically, there for the mental health of the activists that are in that organization. So I feel like this really needs to happen. Um, yeah, my mental health has been fluctuating, but I'm okay. And I think what we need to do is empower each other in the movement. I feel like people need to look at the positive things that people are doing and really, like, give people a pat on the back for the positive things that they bring to the table, instead of the criticism of negativity. Empower people, instead of trying to tear them down. Empowerment is a lot more powerful than criticism. Just saying. People can do amazing things if you give them the empowerment and the encouragement and that they need. Yeah, yeah, definitely. So make sure that you take the time out of your day, today or tomorrow, or just pick one random person and tell them the positive stuff that you see that they're doing and commend them for that. Tell them, oh, hey, I see you're doing this and this and this, and I commend you for it. I just wanted to bring this positivity to the table, and I wanted to let you know that. I want to know I appreciate you. Make sure people feel appreciated. Because although, a lot of people say that, oh, hey, like, you're an activist, you're not supposed to be appreciated. I feel like it's okay to do that from time to time. Because a lot of people put their lives on the line, their jobs, their family, their careers, everything, for the movement. So yeah, just try to spread some love. Yep. I don't really know what else to say. I'm not a certified counselor or psychiatrist or a psychologist or anything like that, that's for sure. My father's the psychiatrist, but yeah, he'd be a good person to have on this live stream. Just make sure everybody's taking the time out of their day to do some self-care and actually, like, taking care of themselves. You don't have to go out every single day and run around and march every single day. And I know I tried to do that before. I was marching, like, initially when I first started marching, like right after George Floyd died. I was like 8 to 10 hours every single day, and we'd start at like 4 and go until like midnight or 2 a.m. And that was every single day, and we were marching for like 5, 6, 7, 8 miles every single day. And I was like, I'm never taking a break. And even when the person who was leading the marches every single day was like, hey, you guys need to take a break, me and a couple other friends were like, no, we're gonna go do our own thing and we're gonna continue to march anyways. So yeah, just make sure everybody's taking the time to give yourselves some much needed love and rest. So just want to tell people that. And yeah, hope everyone has a good day.